Hey guys, thanks for joining us. Mark, Coach Dozer here with Momentum for Life. Just wanted to hop on real quick and share a message. A lot of people like to ask me personally what it means to be the duck. It's something that I've used for a long time when I talk to athletes or when I'm coaching athletes. And then also as a leader, as I've talked to employees and people that work with me in management teams, I share this story about what it means to be the duck. Now, first, probably helps to know, where did it all start? Where did it come from? I'm going to be honest. Be the duck wasn't originally something that I just came up with. It's something that was really gifted to me by someone else. And I don't even know their name, if I'm being completely honest. Long time ago, I used to sell cars for a place called Larry H. Miller Chrysler Jeep Dodge. And thought that was going to be my next big thing, and how I could help my family see success. So I started selling some cars, and in the process, there was this sales guy that worked there, and he would watch me as I would talk to different people who would come in to purchase a vehicle. And one day he walked past me and he says, "Mark, I'm going to start calling you the duck." And as a young 20-year-old kid, I thought, well, that was and is not the best animal that I think I would like to be. But I just kind of let him do his thing. He was walking up the stairs. I was walking down. And then like a week later, he walked past me again. He's like, "What's up, duck?" And I just thought, I really don't want to be the duck. So a couple weeks later, he says it again. Eventually, I'm like, "Hey, man, I don't think I want to be a duck. I think I'd rather be like a honey badger or a bear or a lion, something ferocious. Like, I don't want to be a duck." And he's like, "Oh, no, you want to be a duck," and then walks away. So then another week goes by and I stop him again. I'm like, "Hey, man, can you just help me understand what it means? Like, I just don't get it." And so what he shared with me is exactly what I'm going to share with you now. So he tells me, I got my little duck friend here. He tells me, "Mark, you want to be the duck, and here's why." He says, "Imagine for a moment that you are up in the mountains and there's this beautiful, beautiful lake. And on that lake, there's this single duck sitting on the lake, and it's cruising from one side of the lake to the other." And then he says to me, "Tell me what that duck looks like, or describe what that duck looks like as it goes from one side of the lake to the other." So I sat there for a second and I thought about it. I'm like, I don't know. It's peaceful. It's calm, tranquil. I guess, is that kind of what you're looking for? He's like, "Well, it's not what I'm looking for. It's how you see the duck, right?" And I go, "Yeah." He's like, "How does the duck get from one side of the lake to the other?" And I thought about it for a little bit, and I'm like, "Well, I guess his feet, right? Like paddling under the water." And he goes, "Absolutely." And in that moment, I realized something, and he was waiting for those wheels to start turning for myself. But that duck, the magic of that is, as peaceful and calm as it looks as it's cruising across the lake, we never see the duck's feet moving, right? Little duck just paddling away. We don't get to see that. What we get to see is the duck calmly going from one side of the lake to the other. And he told me, he's like, "That's you, man. I watch you as you interact with people and as you talk to people. And I know you got a million things going on inside your head, inside your heart, but you never let anyone see that. You calmly get from one side of the conversation to the other. You work through the process, and no one ever gets to see the feet turning. And that, my friend, makes you the duck." And I thought about that, and I thought, you know what? I'll be the duck. And as I started coaching athletes, I would tell them the same thing. I'm like, "Hey, one of the sports I coach is high school wrestling." And as they would step out onto the mat, I would just be like, "Man, as you get out there, you got to look calm as you're working one move to the next. Be calm, patient, just like the duck. But inside, what we call it is chain wrestling, right? So you got to have all the moves lined up, and your feet, your mind, your heart, everything's going a million miles an hour." And that's okay, as long as you look calm and collective as you're because you're hitting all your different moves, right? Same thing. I actually owned and operated a restaurant for over a decade. And as I would talk to not only my employees, but really my management team, I would remind them all the time. I'd say, hey, it's so important that you be the duck. And I had it written all over in different places throughout the restaurant. In fact, that same restaurant, which I'm no longer part of, still has be the duck in several places. And the managers there get asked all the time, hey, what does it mean to be the duck? And it's a tradition. It stayed there. But as I talked to my managers, I said, it's so important. You don't realize that the moment that you freak out, so instead of that calm, peaceful duck cruising across the lake, what ends up happening is your head's under the water, your feet are up in the air, flailing about, your wings are flailing about, and every other person that you manage does the same exact thing. So it's so important that you be the duck, be the calm, tranquil duck on top of the water and cruise across in any situation in life, right? It doesn't have to be a restaurant, doesn't have to be wrestling or a particular sport. It's just being focused, being disciplined, and being able to be the duck. And I like those simple phrases, those 3-word phrases like be the duck, because it's easy, one, to remind people, but it's easy to remind yourself, right? Remind yourself to be the duck. If you feel stuff coming up, don't let it explode outside of you. Keep it inside and work through it. Be calm, be patient, be tranquil, and cruise across whatever that lake is that you need to get across. So really, that's my message today. Be the duck. You may see stickers flying around. Heck, it's up above me, actually. But I'm grateful to be here with you. And if you need someone to be a mentor or a coach to you, please hit us up at Momentum for Life. I look forward to building momentum with you.